With me this morning, I've got the South Australian Chief Scientist, Caroline McMillan. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruja.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Great morning for what a great event.
It really is. Now, tell us what more could be done to drive that innovation in textiles industry here?
Well, I think firstly is to understand the scale of the problem. So Australia has about 800,000 tonnes of textiles in landfills. And that's predominantly from, of course, the fashion industry.
Yeah.
And that's one of those major problems that we need those creative solutions for. Partly that's because we, in Australia, for instance, we buy about 27 kilograms of clothes that we have in a year. And
per year, is it?
Per year.
Amazing.
And amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's all in the wardrobe. And then we sort of get rid of the clothes we don't want, and that's only about 23 kilograms, but that goes into that landfill.
Yeah.
And so we have textiles that are going to take time to really become actually part of the earth again,
Yep.
as it were, and maybe many, many years. We have, of course, the issue that we're not reusing those textiles.
And is it true to say that we only use 30% of the wardrobe?
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's right. And the landfill accumulates. There is nowhere for that material to be reused, and that's a really key issue in circular economies.
Yeah.
You're hoping to take the textile on its journey to the next part of its life, as it were.
Yeah.
Now, some of that, I think, is about the nature of fast fashion. We all love to be in the zone for fashion.
Yeah.
And so there's been a big production of potentially synthetic fibres and certainly fast fashion, wear it for a few months and then put it away.
Yeah.
Out it goes, and then on to the next one.
Yeah.
So a sort of combination of perhaps us becoming aware of the issue that textile waste will be, and then that allows us to begin to think of solutions and
Okay.
how we might be able to move forward.
But how do we change that critical thinking of a normal common person out there who is, looking at fast fashion and just doesn't really think much of going to Kmart or to Target and just buying those items that are in the trends and very cheap?
Well, look, I think I have a great respect that we've seen with climate change. Initially, we all started off trying to work through what the problem was so that we could grapple with it. Firstly, you grapple with it at a system level, and then you begin to take it as a personal level and what you can do. And I really think that there is a lot of opportunity to be able to go and visit the shops you want to go and visit, to be able to buy the clothes that you do like, but how and what way are those clothes produced? What's the nature of the fibre? How and what way can we take them in the next step after wear to their either recycling, obviously to good charity and op shops, but how might we think about that material being repurposed into another product? And that's where we get the sort of creative energy that today's event will be unleashing, hopefully.
That's right. And today is also all about collaboration. So how could we collaborate further with the government and the special bodies to tackle this even more so?
Look, absolutely. You never go far unless you have the people around a table. So you've got small businesses here, you've got researchers, you've got industry representatives, and you've got government representatives. And that just in itself around the table, you'll have 5 or 6 people becoming actually aware that problem comes closer to their skill set. By doing that, you then have to find that shared solution to test as a group, and that may mean you need investment in that solution. It may mean you need a change in system. One thing I'm really interested in is that, our clothes, just as we think of climate, that some of the products we make should have a carbon cost known and attached to them when you buy them or try to sell them. Equally in fashion, we might become more aware if a garment had a passport,
That's a good idea.
and this is something that the industry has been discussing, that allows you to know where it did come from, who did make it, and the extent to which it did or did not was associated with carbon emissions to the extent to which it was associated with an environment in which wage security was guaranteed.
Yeah.
So that we can have this equitable distribution
Yep.
of the money that we pay for a garment, and we can be comfortable that that is not causing more problems which we just don't see and therefore aren't aware of.
It seems like there needs to be more marketing so that for that person going to the shops understanding, okay, so how long does it take to make this garment? How long will I wear it for? Or what use do I get out of it? And
Yeah.
then how long will it take for that to dissolve once I get rid of it?
And you know,
It's
people
that
are saying,
chain.
and designers and fashion designers and really, really good dressmaking talent actually knows about how to be able to translate that and what fibres and sustainable fibre production might work.
Yeah.
So you can begin to test really interesting solutions. We all think that what we wear and the fabrics we wear now are the only ones that could be worn. But there's that research, there's that innovation, and you will know you can wear it for 5 months. But it's fast, sustainable fashion.
Yeah.
That's great. You can buy it from any of the stores you like, and you kind of had your wear out of it, and you can send it on its journey back into that earth to grow your vegetables.
That's it. And with that being said, has this become more of front of mind due to COVID and the restrictions within the supply chain and those garments coming in from wherever they usually would come in, and us seeing a lack of those garments in stock normally on shelves? Is this making us think a little bit more on how we can be creative here on the domestic shores?
Look, that's a really, really good question, because I think we might be looking at a future where if, for instance, you're a company who's got a unique design and you're in Vietnam or you're in India and you communicate with a partner organisation in South Australia
Yeah.
to be able to print that textile or be able to cut that garment exactly to the design. So design becomes the key and great execution occurs here.
Yeah.
There's no carbon cost of sending a garment across that long journey.
Yeah.
And the designer's creativity is being recognised, and the production here, of course, makes the customer have that immediate access. Now, that's obviously present and available, but how to do that in a way in which actually we're not so worried about the supply chain, geopolitical issues that disrupt the ships that carry products, and all of the attendant harms that can come. So reasonably, sometimes being jolted out of a particular way of working allows humans to actually go, I've had an idea about that.
That's
and,
right.
You know, that's how we do move forwards.
And I think today is the right place for those ideas to come to mind. So it's a great meeting spot, and hopefully, I mean, are you expecting to see many more creative ideas come out of this?
Oh, look, absolutely. I think when you have a room full of highly creative, effective professionals who have a good lens on their part of the world. It might be a business model, it might be being a fashion designer, it might be being somebody who imports those clothes, then you will have different views. And you then become aware of the ecosystem as a whole, and then you begin to work together. And you know, COVID took us out in a sense of we had one form of communication, but now we are back around the tables and having the diverse thinking in groups like that I think there'll be some really good ideas come out of today.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Ruja. Thank you.